Hello, viewers. I lied to you last time. I told you that that was the Evening Star, and it's not. I was reading Dr. Ivan Spreich's paper on the path of Venus, on the deflection of Venus. He's a Slovenian archaeologist studying Mayan civilization and wanted to know exactly where Venus was. And I misread his paper. It's the Morning Star, but it does have a maximum to minimum declination between 48 and 36 minutes past 23 degrees. Now, the measured angle on here, if I find the central pixel of this N bauble here to the inverted R freckle here, I get 22.95 degrees, which suggested to me that maybe that means 23. Now, there are three irregular angles on here, so I've got those three lines on here. We've got this one, which I'm taking as 21 degrees. The measured angle on that, because it's quite a distance, is 21.02, so 1/50th of a degree off 21. And then the third angle on here is this 51 degrees, which I'm claiming on the basis that we've got two other pyramids on here of roughly 51 degrees, that is indicative of the Great Pyramid of Giza, which has a slope of approximately 51 degrees, 50 minutes and 40 seconds. So the point is, why have we taken integer degrees? And the reason for that is that this is a puzzle and it's intended to be solved. If I've got arbitrary degrees, it's very difficult to know whether or not I've found something, yeah? So it's also essentially impossible to get, to the minutes and seconds a degree. So that's why. And also, we haven't invented the decimal point as yet. In 1600, that'll be a few decades yet. So it's quite natural for them to take the degree component of this, and just take Kepler supernova as 21. I just wanted to explain what the big deal about this pyramid is, why it's so. The other two angles, they're measured, right? This one comes out of the derivation. There isn't a point here, right? What there is are these two triangles here, which essentially define this very important strike through on Shakespeare's, from which the rest of the geometry in this square essentially hangs. So that 51 is quite important. And I mean, when I was investigating this initially, I've got like 50 and a half. It's only when I realised the purity of 51. And it's 3 times 17. And then obviously once you start doing that, everything starts clicking into place. So it works. But yeah, that's what the 51 is. And these are my three irregular angles. Every other angle on this page, certainly the north part of this page, is derived from a regular polygon of either 3, 4, 5, or 12 sides. Now, let's just have a look at some problems that we've got. So I did say to you that these eyes were 45 degrees from the R down here. That was silly of me. They're nowhere near 45, and even if they were, I'd need a lot more than just that. But I wanted to look at this manicule, I believe this is really. So that is pointing down, and pointing down exactly onto this, onto the Horus R and its stem here. But he's also pointing along this way, and so I've drawn this baseline across here, And this rabbit, this hare, has got one foot on there, but the other foot hasn't. This has neither feet. This has got, is it 4 feet on the blue line? This only has 2. That one's definitely missing, and I'd say that one is quite a way away. I have no idea what all that means, but this guy's pointing to it. So just want to point that out. Now, a more pressing concern now for me, it's actually the biggest problem that I've got at the moment, is that both these S's are not where they should be. If you look at that, that should be in the middle there. So 2 millimeters out, and same here, and this has got a guide point here. So what is going on? Well, I've got some kind of excuse at that end, in that we could suggest that this is indicating a letter I, and we can have ISH at this end of the tau cross, and we've got Horus at the other end of the principal T of the middle T of the tau cross. But it doesn't then explain this. Why is this one? ISP doesn't sound appropriate for this kind of stuff. So let's just have a look at this. We've now got a this Petrine cross, which was previously referred to as the 4th T. Well, it's a nice 4th T now with our tau cross, isn't it? So I don't know whether or not that is intended to associate that with this. This looks as though it's a little bit too left of that, but that's to do with the shifting and contraction of the square. It's actually perfectly placed to run up the side of that if that's stretched and shifted accordingly. That won't fix this. This is still in the wrong place. So I don't know. Now the point is that point here is an immense geometric significance. This dodecadon only works because this is exactly 15 degrees, and there's a point here to corroborate it. A kind of nicely manicured point that's sitting on that line. And it just so happens that the H is perfectly as well in there. These other points are just derived on the basis that they have to be the same length as this. And so, my threepenny bit just pops out, but it pops out because this is 15 degrees exactly. And so the question is, was this deliberate? You're damn right it was deliberate. He hasn't just put that there and go, oh, fancy that, a dodecadon fits into it. But there's also this pentagon, which is defined as being within this equilateral triangle. It's defined as having this vertex actually slap bang on there, and then intersecting the blue triangle, the equilateral triangle, precisely, and that will give us this strike through on sonnets as it happens. Now, if we just thin that down a little bit so that we can see, I want you to just concentrate on that point there, because we seem to go straight through that point there, and that is the raised dot of the eye. It's a little bit too high. Why is it a little bit too high? So to finish off, on Poet Ape, which was by Johnson in 1616, which is after our publication, but this term has been used since at least 1600, I think. And this is a passage that won't find its way into many Stratfordian biographies. The likes of Sir Jonathan Bate like to tell stories about trying to dig their way out of this. I invite you to read Poor Poet Ape. That would be thought our chief. Now, I'm hoping that we're going to be able to get, I'm very hopeful now that we're going to be able to get a high resolution of this image so that we can work out exactly what is there. I'm pretty sure that that is a bust. And the blue line, which in fact can be corrected slightly, it should be slightly lower. That blue line is from a connected geometry. So here it is, perfect equilateral triangle, got slices straight through the neck of our bust, and that is part of a connected geometry that spans the entire page. So if anybody's got any ideas on why that S is 2 millimeters to the right, and if it's got something to do with binding this to the row in some way, I don't know. But I'd like to. But that's it for now. I just wanted to apologise about getting the Morning Star wrong, and reiterate the threatening bit. More news as we get it.